Welcome to the Bulldog Football Show with Coach Venson Elder. I'm Tom White. And, Coach, you got that monkey off your back last week with a win against Morrow. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels great, but the real story is not me, is the story the kids have been enduring for the last 13 games, To lose 13 straight games and, you had to face your peers every day, the comments and things of that nature. This win is something big for them.
Excellent. We're going to talk about that win again. We're going to talk about it in depth a little bit, talk about both halves, and then we're going to talk about tomorrow night against Lovejoy. Go down there tomorrow night and
Friday night,
and we'll knock that out, and we'll talk about news from around the region. So we'll be right back here on the GHSA.TV network.
The third annual Cruising for Careers Car Show and Fall Festival is just around the corner. October 27th at Rockdale Career Academy on Parker Road in Conyers. This year's show features classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles competing in every class for Best in Show as well as People's Choice. There's something for the whole family, including face painting, trunk or treat, and more. The event is free to the public and only $20 to enter your car, truck, or motorcycle in the show. All proceeds benefit the programs at Rockdale Career Academy. We'll see you on Saturday, October 27th for the third annual Cruising for Careers Car Show and Fall Festival.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Football Show with Coach Venson Elder. I'm Tom White. And, Coach, again, you got your first win last week, 9-0 over Morrow. The offense set up a great, an 8+, almost 9-minute drive to push Morrow back very deep into their zone and set up the actual first score for the defense.
Right. We end up getting pressure on the quarterback. He had a bad snap, then able to get a safety in the first quarter to get the scoring underway.
And at the end of the half, it was 2-0. That safety was the only score in the first half. But penalties marred the entire game. But in the first half, you had time to get into the locker room and talk to the players. And what was the tone during that conversation? Up 2-0, and your first lead really of the season.
Well, we actually had to calm the kids down a little bit, get them refocused on what we was trying to do. We had most of the conversation was dealing with the offensive line. Not jumping off sides, no holding, keeping your head up, move your feet, things of that nature. The kids, they was in a position they hadn't been in a while, so we wanted to make sure that they didn't get too excited and go out and be overconfident the second half.
Excellent. And in the second half, it was a little bit more of the same. You had a player that kind of stood out in my mind, and we'll get into that in just a moment when we return here on the GHSA.TV network. For nearly 30 years, Atlanta Pizza and Euro has been serving Conyers and Rockdale County the best pizza, gyros, Greek salads, and more. Using only the freshest ingredients, Atlanta Pizza and Euro has created a list of loyal customers a mile long. Located on Highway 138 in Conyers next to Radio Shack, Atlanta Pizza and Euro invites you to come in and try them just once, and they promise that you'll be back. Stop in today for a fresh pizza piled high with toppings or a gyro that you will never forget. Monday night is trivia night for prizes. In a hurry? Call in and order at 770-483-6228. Again, that's 770-483-6228 for Atlanta Pizza and Euro. Welcome back to the Bulldog Football Show. I'm Tom White alongside Coach Venson Elder. And Coach, the second half of the game against Morrow, again, it was a back and forth battle, but the defense really they look comfortable for the first time of the season in the second half, and they look like they're just starting to grow and mature as the team matures.
They're starting to play together. Everybody is doing their own responsibility now and not trying to do too much, and that way that keeps the wall set. The defensive line and the linebackers right now are starting to fit together. And what I mean by that, everybody has a gap responsibility, and everybody is doing that right now. Instead of one guy running off and leaving an opening, they're all just fitting and making a wall right there, and that we're playing good ball. Right now, we're waiting for our defensive backs. We had one of our defensive backs, Anthony Davis, that broke his wrist, so he's been out for 3.5 weeks, and we've been trying to get a corner in there that could really play on the level that he has. And that hadn't worked, but he's back this week, and practice has been really smooth. We changed our free safety up, so now we're gonna get the DBs in with the rest of those guys, and hopefully we can have a great game this Friday night on defense.
And during the last break, we talked about Contavious Preston, and I said that I didn't remember even calling his name in the previous games, other than on kickoffs. But he really kind of he blossomed, and he scored the only touchdown of the night.
Yes.
On a very strong run. Is this something you expected from him, or was it a surprise Friday night?
It was not a surprise, but we had to make some decisions at the running back positions. And I had tried different combinations, and I just told myself, I'm like, look, we're going to go with Preston, and we're going to go with Bill. We're going with our Buffalo backs. We just going to grind the ball down the field and get what we can get. And those guys were so excited during practice. In practice, it was the same way. They get up ahead of steam, and they just running through people. Sometimes they could have made a cut and scored, but they just want that contact. And that's what he did in the first and second half. He ran the ball strong, coming downhill, and he did a great job for us.
Excellent. And the final score of the game was 9-0, and it was the first win. It was first region win too, which is a nice thing to get under your belt. And this week we head to Lovejoy, but before we get there, we're going to talk about the scores from around the region and that kind of stuff when we return here on the GHSA.TV network. Small town feel with big time flavor. The Oaks Family Diner on Flat Shoals Road has the home cooked meals that you're looking for. Breakfast served all day, including homemade biscuits and an unmatched selection of omelets. Open from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., the Oaks Family Diner is a crowd pleaser with their daily lunch specials and cakes by Mary. There's something for everyone, so stop by tomorrow at 1040 Flat Shoals Road in Conyers and see what the buzz is all about at the Oaks Family Diner. Welcome back to the Bulldog Show with Coach Vince Elder. I'm Tom White, and Coach, we're going to look at scores from around the region and in the state's largest classification, which is kind of a nice thing to say for a school that's fourth in their region. Right. I was looking at that today. So Alcovey played Luella 24-21 was the final in that one.
Yes, it was a close game. Both teams really match up well against one another, and the scores indicates that. Alcovey was lucky enough to come out on top in that game.
Newton battled Langston Hughes on Thursday night last week and fell 10-0.
Yeah.
At home.
Newton coming off a long road trip against Lowndes last week, but they fought a tough game. I hate they wasn't able to pull that thing out.
And then Lovejoy took on Druid Hills, and 58-3 was the final in that one.
Yeah, I've been watching that game film since last week. Since they played, I got the film from Coach over at Lovejoy, and they really put it on Druid Hills. But Druid Hills, they fought them hard in the first half. I think that's the numbers from Lovejoy was able to break them down, and they couldn't hold up in that second half.
Well, we go to Lovejoy tomorrow night, and we're going to talk about that here in just a moment when we return on the Bulldog Football Show here on the GHSA.TV network.
The third annual Cruising for Careers Car Show and Fall Festival is just around the corner. October 27th at Rockdale Career Academy on Parker Road in Conyers. This year's show features classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles competing in every class for Best in Show as well as People's Choice. There's something for the whole family, including face painting, trunk or treat, and more. The event is free to the public and only $20 to enter your car, truck, or motorcycle in the show. All proceeds benefit the programs at Rockdale Career Academy. We'll see you on Saturday, October 27th for the third annual Cruising for Careers Car Show and Fall Festival.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Football Show. I'm Tom White alongside Coach Elder. And Coach, tomorrow night, head down to Clayton County to take on the Wildcats of Lovejoy. And what can we expect to see?
Well, Lovejoy has a great team. They're playing good ball right now. Anytime you got a team that played in the state finals the year before and returning them around 13 starters, you're going to have your hands full. But one thing we've been preaching to our kids, this week is David and Goliath. David believed when everybody else, all those soldiers and all the military, even his two brothers who was in the military, they backed off and they did not want to take on Goliath. And David said, I fear no man. And he went out there and he slayed him, and that's what we've been preaching this week. Let's go out and let's just play ball.
Look forward to the game tomorrow night. At kickoffs at 7:30, and we'll have the game here on GHSA.tv. But I do want to take the time to encourage people. It's only 45 minutes or so away down to Lovejoy, so take the trip. It's a beautiful stadium. It's a nice big one of the classic stadiums, for lack of a better word. And if you go to the game, you can pull us up on your phone. We are iPhone and Android compatible, so you can watch the game. We have a little bit of delay, so you can actually watch replays as you're watching the game. So we're going to come back in just a moment. We always save the last segment of the night for the players of the week from last week. So we're going to do that when we return here on the GHSA.TV network. For nearly 30 years, Atlanta Pizza and Euro has been serving Conyers and Rockdale County the best pizza, gyros, Greek salads, and more. Using only the freshest ingredients, Atlanta Pizza and Euro has created a list of loyal customers a mile long. Located on Highway 138 in Conyers next to Radio Shack, Atlanta Pizza and Euro invites you to come in and try them just once, and they promise that you'll be back. Stop in today for a fresh pizza piled high with toppings or a gyro that you will never forget. Monday night is trivia night for prizes. In a hurry? Call in and order at 770-483-6228. Again, that's 770-483-6228 for Atlanta Pizza and Euro. Welcome back to the Bulldog Football Show with Coach Venson Elder, and I'm Tom White, and we take the last segment every week, celebrate those guys who excelled from last week and last week's win, 9-0 over Morrow. There were several who deserve some recognition.
That's correct. We'll start out with a special team player of the week. I'm going to go with Anthony Banks. He's our long snapper, and he's also our center. Our starting center went down to a ACL injury against Langston Hughes, and Anthony has stepped in, and we hadn't missed a beat. I mean, he's solidified the offensive line, and plus he's been doing a great job long snapping. And he played 3 quarters with a deep thigh bruise and limping, but he would not come off the field.
Excellent.
Yeah, great job for us.
And on the offensive side of the ball?
Offensive side, we got to give it to big boy in the backfield. Kentavious Preston had a great game. He ran hard, he blocked well, he even caught a couple of passes out the backfield, and he also started on defense, so he had a great game for us.
Excellent. And then let's go to the other side of the ball. What do you got on the defensive side?
I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna go with Shaquem Peters, our cornerback. Shaquem has great coverage. He got an interception and had a chance to get a second interception, but he's played well all season, and he had a big game against Morrow.
Excellent. We look forward to getting to the game tomorrow night and seeing what we can do against a tough Lovejoy Wildcat team. And again, if you can't make it, we'll have the game here on the GHSA.TV network. And for Coach Elder, I'm Tom White, and we will see you on the field.